This morning on He Said, She Said, men, women, and money. Who's better at saving? Who's smarter about spending? We took to the streets to find out.
I'm a saver.
I'm a spender.
If you ask my husband, I'm a spender.
I'm a spender, but I know when I have to save sometimes, okay? Spaver. Watches and shoes.
Clothes, yes. And
I have
shoes.
3 closets.
I like to buy electronic gadgets.
We do invest in the stock market, and I take an active role in that.
No, and if I get shares from any kind of company schemes that I'm involved in, then I get them and cash them in and spend them.
Investing is a guy's thing, not for women. Women spend.
Yes, definitely.
David Bach is the author of Smart Couples Finish Rich, and Sanyika Callaway-Boyce is the author of Give Yourself Credit. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Do you love the spaver? I love the guy that's like, I'm a spaver. He's like, I'm just going to make up my own word. All right, Sanyika, let me start with you. It sounds like everyone has their weakness, but in general, does one gender spend more than the other gender?
Absolutely. And here's the reality. It costs more to be a woman. Everything from dry cleaning to shampoo to grooming products, everything costs more to be a woman. So there's definitely, the scales are tipped.
I love the fact that she just admitted women spend more money than men.
We do tend to spend more because it does cost more, though. It really does cost more to be a woman.
I think she's right. And I think what's interesting is that women spend smaller amounts of money on a lot more things, but what guys do is we go out and we spend big impulsive purchases, like you're wearing the guy's watch right here we were talking about before.
Easy, David.
Guys go out and we buy,
also a girl's watch. What?
We don't always meticulously think through our purchases, so we're the one that we'll go in and buy the big electronic appliance or the big TV screen or the car or the watch without a lot of thought process, whereas women will go out and really think through what am I buying over long periods of time, but you'll buy more things.
Well, yeah, we buy
less
more
expensive,
things,
but more things.
So there's truth to that stereotype.
There tends to be truth to that, absolutely.
And by the way, the companies market to it. I mean, companies strategically market to the fact that men are impulse purchasers on big items.
Okay, so let's talk about stocks, because there's a study by Oppenheimer Funds that found that 25% of women versus 44% of men are responsible for buying and selling stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. So basically, more women pay bills and balance checkbooks, but more men invest the money. Why is that?
You know, it's an unfortunate reality, and I think that the person who said, you know, women don't do stocks, we spend, that shouldn't be the case. I mean, if we're paying the bills, if we're taking responsibility for our families, then we need to go that extra step and start to understand. I think that the stereotype exists. You know, I'm not good with money, or I don't like math, some of those things that we tend to fall back in default positions as women, but we do need to be empowered, because when we invest, we do it better than men.
And also, what it really starts with is the education at home. And what is really in the last 10 years, women have started investing money like men have, and in many cases more than men do. But it's the last 10 years. I wrote a book called Smart Women Finish Rich back in 1997. There were no books on women and money back then. Hard to believe, but true. So we've seen men investing for all these years, and they teach their sons how to invest. Now we're seeing women invest because they're earning more in many cases than men, and they're teaching their daughters to invest. But it's an education process that starts at home.
Absolutely. Getting comfortable with money, I think, is a really important thing for both men and women.
Right, because a lot of couples say, well, you're more financially savvy. Why don't you take care of the money? I'll take care of other things. You say, do not do that.
Absolutely not.
Huge mistake.
You have to look at our divorce rate in this country as well. I mean, if you think about it, women are going to live longer than men. We tend to spend more than men, and we have the responsibility.
We're just better than men.
Well,
what do you want us to tell you?
Here's what I can tell guys. The truth of the matter is women do a better job at investing than men do, and here's why. I always say, men, you can learn from the ladies. They ask for directions. So what women do is before they invest, they take a much longer time to make the investment decision because they do more research, they ask questions on fees, but then they stay with the plan longer, whereas men actually, believe it or not, tend to be more emotional when it comes to money, and they buy and sell.
Right. All right, we could talk about this for hours.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. David Bach and Sanyika Callaway-Boyce, thank you both so much for being with us.